So that's all that. Unfortunately, like I said, the file's lost. I can't retrieve it, and the stuff has already been drunk, so we can't redo the show. But I do have stuff from my notebook that I want to read, just so I can acknowledge people, read some comments and stuff like that. So here we go. On my new subscribers, I have Pokezilla1231 or Pokezilla1231, however you want to say that. Transformers Reviews 1, JRiv193. I have VB Demon, AA Fat 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Epeleye, it's spelled APLEYE. I guess that's how you say it, Epeleye. And then Tej195. It's spelled TEJ195. Okay, so to you guys and or girls that have subscribed to me, thank you for all your support. It is people like you that makes all this crap worthwhile. Alright. I have a few news items. And unfortunately, they're both bad news. Now, this stuff is kind of dated because the video that you just saw was recorded a while back. It took me a while to just get over being angry about the video being lost and to record this. So, here we go. These are both artists, comic artists, and they have unfortunately passed away. Al Rio, he died at the age of 49 on January 31st of this year. I've seen his art. He draws some good stuff, so that is a big loss. His career began in the early 90s after taking over the comic Gen 13 from the artist J. Scott Campbell. He is also a great artist, and I hope he doesn't die soon. Okay, Al Rio went on to do the X-Men, the New Mutants, Vampirella, Spider-Man, Captain America, and more. He got started in the art world by working for Disney on TV shows such as the Aladdin syndicated TV series. So, if you were a kid in the 90s and you saw that Aladdin TV show, Al Rio worked on it. You have him to thank for that. So, our condolences go out to Al Rio's family and friends. Next up, we have John Severin. He died on Sunday, February 12th, at his home in Denver, Colorado, at the age of 90. Now, and he lived from 1921 through 2012. He had a 60-plus year career in comics and illustrating and cartooning. His works include Sergeant Fury, Conan, Captain America, all the old stuff, the greats. Here's where he really made a name for himself. He co-created both Mad and Cracked magazine. Now, he co-created Mad, and then there was some creative differences, so he left, and he created the major competitor to Mad magazine for decades, and that was called Cracked magazine. So he co-created both those big comedy spoof magazines. And a longtime friend of his, Stan Lee, states of him, he had an art style that was uniquely and distinctly his own. The minute you looked at his artwork, you knew you were looking at a John Severin. There could be no one else. So our condolences go out to John Severin and his family, friends, and associates. Him and his work will be missed. Okay. Last but not least, we have comments. There's a bunch of comments, and some of them require some rather lengthy explanations, so if you want to keep on watching and hear these comments, it's much appreciated, and maybe it'll be your comment that'll be read. Alright, so, first off, username Kali Kalani states, Paul is Japanese, not Chinese. This is in reference to our Chinese New Year video. Yes, I know Paul is Japanese, not Chinese. It's just that a lot of Asian cultures celebrate the beginning of the new year. They have different names for it. There's Asian New Year, Chinese New Year, Lunar Festival. We decided to clump it all together into one video, and Paul was only one of 2 Asian guys that we know that was available. So we were able to get Paul for that. So thanks, Kale Kalani. Yes, Paul's Japanese. Okay, Ducharme Productions commented on one of my how to paint videos. It was the Space Wolf Biker video. He said, "I think it would have looked badass doing a wheelie." I agree with you, and I was actually considering making the motorcycle pop a wheelie while I was driving along, but making a motorcycle do a wheelie on like a little stand about this big becomes quite unstable. You'd have to pin the wheel to the base and then bend the wire underneath, so it's just more secure. I really didn't want to have to go to all that trouble. I was doing this for someone else's army. My friend Zach, he started a Space Wolf army. I was doing it for him. I didn't want to run the risk of the bike just breaking off the base and then him not having an adequate way of attaching it back to the base. So I said, you know what? No fancy wheelies or anything like that. Just put it on the base and then base the thing. So that's what I did. Okay, Robot in Disguise 25. He said, "Guess you gave up on You Can Do It Twos." This is in reference to a series of videos I did a few years back called You Can Do It Too, where I was big into the Transformers world, and this series concentrated on doing some rather simple modifications to custom Transformer toys to turn them into different characters. So you could take this character and paint it, or put stickers on it, or swap out parts, and it became a different character that a toy did not exist for. All of my stuff is now in storage and I don't have access to it, so being able to do more You Can Do It Too videos would be extremely difficult. Also, the fact that I am still unemployed kind of creates a money situation, in that I can't just go out and buy tons of toys, even since I'm not making money on these videos. And the inspiration really, you know, the inspiration just isn't there right now. So doing You Can Do It Too videos, I mean, I don't want to say that the series is over. I definitely don't want to say that it's over, but I'm just going to say that it is on an extremely extended hiatus, and I don't see an end to that hiatus for the foreseeable future. So it's on hold for a long time. And the simple fact is that you could go online and there are a lot of third parties that are making Transformer toys for characters that didn't exist before. Like iGear. iGear is a place that it's a place, like, I think it's in China, Hong Kong. It makes Transformer toys. They've recently released I think Huffer and Sea Spray, and they are almost ready to release Ironhide and Ratchet. And these are like masterpiece kind of Transformers. So there's no need for me to go and make those characters all of a sudden. And another thing is, I bought like parts and figures to make a masterpiece Hot Rod figure, and guess what? Hasbro's gone and done that. I mean, you know. Here's the thing, right here. Hot Rod. It's done. They've made it. I don't need to make that figure anymore. There's no need for me to spend an unknown amount of hours making a custom figure that won't look nearly as good as the real thing. There's third parties that have made all of the Constructicons, so you can build like a full-size Devastator. There's a place that is almost ready to release like a Masterpiece Soundwave and a Masterpiece Blaster. There's just tons of websites and third-party productions that are creating all these characters that I wanted to make customs for, and now there's no need to. The only reason you might want to make your own custom one is to either have something to show off, have a sense of, I guess, pride in what you've done, or money. That's the big one. But honestly, I'd rather, you know, if I had a job, save up the money and then go ahead and buy an official or third-party version of a character that I wanted to have, than labor for a very long time on something that is not going to look as good as something that some other company has put out. Because there's no way I can make a Hot Rod figure that looks as good as this. There's just no way. It's not going to happen. So that is a big reason why I've stopped doing You Can Do It Too videos. Because you can just get these figures from other places. Yeah, in some of my old You Can Do It Too videos, I had a list on my door to my bedroom, and I had a whole bunch of figures on it that I wanted to do, and occasionally I would mark off something when I had finished it. Now, and that list, probably about half of those figures have already been made by Hasbro or Takara or one of the third-party producers. So, you know, the thing is just, you know, knowing where to look and having the money to buy something. So you can get all those figures for some big bucks, if you have the bucks. Okay, so Robot in Disguise 25, there's the answer to your question. I haven't stopped doing them indefinitely, just for the meantime. Okay, so sorry, but yeah, life sometimes gets in the way. Okay. Now I've been telling people that if they want to have their comments read on my videos, just go ahead and leave a comment. If I think it's interesting, I'll go ahead and write it down and read it in one of my videos. And so some people took that to heart. So, Frost Reborn, spelled thusly F-R-O-S-T R3B0RN, Frost Reborn, makes this comment: I like boobs. Yes, I'm glad you like boobs. I like boobs too. Boobs are awesome. But really only if they're on a female. So, Frost Reborn, I like your style. Yes, boobs are awesome. Okay. Lilo Mega 2 says, it's Lilo Mega 2. Okay. Thanks, Lilo Mega 2. I'm glad that you exist. Okay. Now, this next person made a comment on one of my very old videos. One of my music videos. I used to post anime music videos. This one was called Mobile Suit Gundam V Project Advanced. Username Indalum75. He said, this would work better with 0083 since it ripped a few major plot points from Top Gun, but it's still quite good. Now, I'm glad that some people are still looking at my old videos. I appreciate it whenever anyone watches and comments on them, because honestly, they don't get a lot of views and they don't get a lot of comments. The reason I called that one V Project Advanced and didn't use 0083 is because I wanted to use Gundam anime that took place during the 1 Year War. That's why I called it V Project Advanced. For those of you not in the know, V Project was, or Project V, was the project that the Federation secretly started in order to build their own mobile suits so they could fight against Zeon. So V Project was the project to create their own mobile suits. And that led to the 3 mobile suits that were in the series Mobile Suit Gundam, or as it's sometimes called First Gundam, and that was the Gundam Mobile Suit, the Gun Cannon, and the Gun Tank. Those 3 mobile suits were the end result of Project V. However, the 2 animes that took place during the 1 Year War time frame are 0080 War in the Pocket and 8 MS Team. And so those had mobile suits and Gundams in them that were created during the 1 Year War time frame, but they weren't main use mobile suits or ones that were just in the original series. That's why it's called V Project Advanced. It's different versions of Project V. Okay, so that's the explanation for your question. That's why I decided to use those two animes instead of 0083. And just on a side note, as to those old anime music videos I've posted, I know that a lot of them aren't viewable in most countries because I didn't use music that I owned, and YouTube and the copyright holders are cracking down on people using their music, and so they're not viewable in all countries. But I will say this: when I started making those videos, I was in the military, and I had my computer, but no access to the internet. So when I made these videos, I made them for myself. I would come home after a 12-hour work shift, and I would have an idea in my mind of what I wanted to make. I had been thinking about it all week, and so on the last day of work, 12 hours, I came home, and instead of going to sleep, I would sit down in front of the computer and spend the next 8 to 10 hours making a music video from start to finish. From choosing what anime I wanted to use and collecting all the footage I needed off of the DVD, to choosing what music I wanted to use. And by the way, I only had music that was on my computer. I didn't have access to the internet, like I said, so I had very little music to choose from. So I would choose the music, then I would cut all the clips together. I would do all this editing, choose what was going to stay, what was going to go, try to time the footage to the music, and basically take about 30 to 45 minutes worth of clips and fit them into a song that was between 3 and 5 minutes long. And then I would render everything, I would watch it, look for mistakes. When I found them, I'd go back, fix them, re-render, and if everything looked good, then I would just save the thing to my hard drive and then go to sleep. And the videos just stayed there on the hard drive for months and months at a time. I did them for myself, for my own entertainment, for my own enjoyment. So all the anime music videos that I have posted on YouTube, they were made for myself and myself only. If other people enjoy them, great. If they don't, then I don't give a damn what you think, okay? So that's the story with all the anime music videos I've posted. I made them for myself. There's a lot of heart and soul and personality in them, and I really appreciate it when people watch them and enjoy them. So if you're able to in your country, go ahead and give them a look. Some of them are good, some of them are great, some of them are not so good, and some of them I can't even post online because of how long they are, or what music is being used, or what footage is being used. So the stuff that is online, give it a look. Okay, now I have a few more comments. This one is from my good friend, Azuriel at War. This is a person I know in real life. I'm not going to reveal his name in this video, but I know exactly who this is. And he is referring to my my painting videos. He says, I'm a little surprised you used mostly Citadel paints instead of some other brand, like Reaper. I have heard the GW paints, as well as the parts, always come at a premium. This is very true, Azuriel at War. Very true indeed. The fact is, about half of the paint, the Games Workshop paint that I own now, I bought when I was still in the military working on custom figures. So half of that stuff I already had. The rest of them I bought here when I moved back home. And the reason I have mostly Games Workshop paint is because only Games Workshop paint is sold around here. If they sold Reaper paint, I might go for the Reaper paint. If they sold Vallejo, I might go for Vallejo. But the fact is, I can only buy what I have access to, and so most of the paint I have is Games Workshop paint, even though it is kind of expensive. As for the parts, I'm assuming you mean the bit parts to put on to little Space Marines, such as, we got this guy right here that I painted up for a Death Watch game, and of course, our little White Scar guy. All the bit parts and stuff, I buy those on eBay. And so instead of paying, let's say, let's say that I wanted to buy like, a part out of here. So let's say that there's one of these parts that are in here that I want, but I don't want to pay 20 bucks for this whole box. Let's say I just want, these lightning claws or something. You just go on eBay and you pay $2, $3, and you get, your bit parts. I mean, take a look. I got all these bit parts in here, So, really, I buy my bit parts on eBay, and they're relatively cheap. So there's that. The bit parts, if you know what you're looking for, you can get them rather easily. Okay. Next comment. FuSkinnySin99. Okay, FuSkinnySin99 and the next comment by 14 Little Nicky. They both commented on my Steve Tries Jolt Cola videos. And they both ask about the same thing. So I'll go ahead and I'll read both comments. Okay, FuSkinnySin99 says, do you think I could buy around 5 Jolt Colas from you to Sweden? I'll pay shipping if that is necessary. Thanks. And 14 Little Nicky said, hello Steve, hope that's your real name. How are you? Well, I just saw your video, Steve Tries Jolt Cola, and I got to say you did an awesome job on it. Keep up the good work. Ever since I saw your video, I've been trying to find Jolt. Sadly, I can't find it. I live in Long Island, so do you think you could mail me Jolt? Have a great day. Okay, so first of all, yes, my name is Steve. So, hi. And how are you? I'm doing quite well. I'm still unemployed, but I'm, emotionally and friend-wise, I'm doing quite well. Okay, and if I were to ship something to Sweden, FuSkinnySin99, I would definitely need shipping. Now, to both of these comments, I have to say this. Jolt Cola, I found that stuff at Bevmo, which is a store that sells just lots of drinks. Most of it is alcoholic, some of it is not. And I found Jolt Cola and the Diet Jolt Cola there. Now, shipping stuff, especially overseas, there's a lot of regulations on that. First of all, Jolt is a food item and it's liquid, which means that there's a lot of regulations in shipping food items and liquids, and there's even more regulations on top of that when you ship glass items, such as bottles, and these things come in glass bottles. So, essentially, the only way that I would be able to ship Jolt Cola to you is if I opened it up and poured it into some kind of container and then read up on regulations that pertain to shipping liquid and food items. Because I know that shipping things overseas, they do not allow glass items under normal circumstances. Essentially, if you want to find Jolt Cola, I have to tell you that you're pretty much on your own. If you want to find a food item, I can't help you. The most I can do is point you in the right direction. So the most I can say is go online, go to your favorite search engine. Mine is Google, as well as it is with many other people. Go to Google, type in Jolt Cola, where to buy, and see what comes up. And it might point you in the right direction. See if Jolt Cola has an official website. See if it points you to where you might find their products. But as for me shipping stuff, I can't do that. I can't ship things to other people. So unfortunately, if you want something, you're kind of on your own. There's things in other states, other countries that I would love to get my hands on, but I'm unable to. So I'm kind of out of luck in that matter as well. I would love to try some of the weird Asian Pepsis and Cokes they release. They have some weird stuff like Mint Pepsi is one that I wouldn't mind trying. I don't think I'll ever will, because I don't know where I will go to find mint Pepsi other than Japan, and I don't even know if they still have it anymore. Another thing I would love to try is New Coke. I know they changed the name to Coke 2, but you just can't find New Coke or Coke 2 anywhere anymore. They might sell it in a few stores, but as far as I know, they stopped production of it entirely in like 2003, I think. So Coke 2 would probably, if it's still available, would only be like at factory tours or in like actual Coke like gift or novelty shops, or in towns that like are right around like a bottling plant. That's all I can think of. I would love to get my hands on Coke 2, but I'm not able to. I'm right here on California's southern coast, so no bottling plants around here. Anyhow, that's all the names and comments and news items I have for you. Check back later on, and that's all I have for you this time. I am signing out.